Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be learning a version of Mary Did You Know that features finger picking and strumming. So the finger picking has some really fun embellishments if you're looking to take your technique to the next level if you are an emergent beginner. Let's try it. So the finger picking revolves around the chords. The first part of the verse, we have an E minor, a D, a C, and a B7. So what you're going to do is that you're going to take your chording hand and you're going to hold it within the chord, and then my fingers are going to be picking the strings, so you don't really have to move anything around. So let's start with the very first part of the verse. We have a pickup measure, which is the Mary Did You Know? It's just the melody line. We have open E string, second fret of the E string, ring finger, third fret of the E string, and then open A string. Something to note is that, did you see how I have second fret, and then when I play the third fret, did you see how my middle finger is still down? It makes things more legato. It doesn't cut off the vibration of the string, because if you lift it up, which is something that I see a lot of beginners do, see how it lifts up? It's staccato and it cuts off the vibration of the string, and it's not legato, it's not smooth anymore. So if you want to make things smooth, keep that middle finger down as you pluck the third fret of the E string. Like that. I held it down, I did not lift it. If you lift it, you're going to hear this. Mary, did you? Versus Mary, did you know? All right, so you have all right, so that's important. Now when we get to the E minor, the finger picking of the verse, we are going to hold our chord in our E minor. And I'm going to pluck with my thumb and my middle finger the G and the A strings together. Then my thumb will bounce to the C string, pluck that. Index finger will pluck the E string. Thumb will pluck the C string again, and then middle finger we'll pluck the A string. So I have together, thumb, index, thumb, middle. So from the very beginning, the pickup. Mary, did you? And then we E minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we have our D chord. So move down to the D chord. And then you're going to pluck the same pattern that we did for the E minor, but there's a little bit of an embellishment here. We have a hammer on. So we're going to pluck the G and the A strings together. Thumb will pluck the C string. Index will pluck the E string. Thumb back to the C string. Now here we have a hammer on. I'm going to pluck the second fret of the E string, and my pinky is going to hammer on to the third fret of the E string. Ba-da. Like that. Ba-da. Ta-da! So if you've never done a hammer-on before, what you're going to do is you're going to pluck the second fret of the E string, give it a good pluck, but not too much. And then your pinky is going to whoosh, basically hit the string next to it, the fret next to it on the same string. So if you notice my pinky is closer to the fret, you're going to have an easier time creating that tone if your finger is closer to the fret. If it's right behind it, it could still work, but if you're noticing it sounds a little muffled, scooch it over a little bit. Might make a world of difference. Another thing is that you want to give that string a good pluck so that it has just enough energy to be able to transfer over into that hammer-on. Right there. If I give it a light pluck and try to hammer on, hear that? It's going to be quieter. So you may have to experiment to find out like what's going to be the best happy medium. Right there. And something to note is that when you're doing a hammer-on, the actual sound doesn't come from your finger touching the string. The sound actually comes from the string hitting the fret. Yeah, let's see what you have right there. Hammer-on. You also want to make sure that it's a quick motion. Otherwise, if it's slow, you're going to actually dampen the string and it'll sound like this. And then you won't hear it. So if you have never done a hammer-on before, I'd say take a step back and then experiment with your fingers in the D chord, plucking that E string on the second fret, hammering on with that pinky. So we have our D chord, together, thumb, index, thumb, hammer. Now we pluck the second fret of the E string, release your ring finger off your chording hand, pluck the open E string, and then second fret of the C string with your thumb. So we have that whole measure, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Now we have a C chord. It's going to be the same finger picking pattern that we used for the E minor. G and A strings, thumb on the C string, index on the E string, thumb back to the C string, and then we have the A string plucked with our middle finger. Then we have a B7. We're going to strum, and I'm going to make that dramatic. I don't want to just strum it and leave it. I'm going to try to get each individual string. So I get a bra. So you're going to take your, starting from your pinky or ring finger, you're going to start rolling your wrist down, and you're going to try to catch your fingers on the strings. So as I'm rolling down, I have a bra. Hear that? And then you can speed it up when you do that roll, and then your fingers fan out. Bra. You get a bra. Yeah, sounds different than just. You get a bra, little drama, a little Christmas drama. So we have E minor. Oh, sorry, the pickup line. Here we go. 1 and 2 and. Mary, did you? And then E minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and D chord. 1 and 2 and hammer. C. And then B7 fan. 2. Mary, did you know that your baby boy? 1 and 2 and 3 and B7 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we've reached measure 9, and you're going to notice that the finger picking pattern is pretty familiar. It's actually the same as we had done before. So we have a C chord, and we pluck the G and the A strings together. Thumb will pluck the C string, index will pluck the E string, thumb will pluck the C string, and then we'll pluck the A string with our middle finger. So we have together, thumb, index, thumb, middle. Now D, same finger picking pattern, together, thumb, index, thumb, middle. Now from here, we're going to hold a G chord, and then each finger is going to have a string buddy. Okay, so index will be in charge of the C string, middle will be in charge of the E string, and ring finger will be in charge of the A string. And we're going to pluck those 3 together. Then index, middle, index. So we're still having that string buddy here. We have together, index, middle, index. Now here I chose a G over F sharp, even though this is really a G major 7, because I wanted that F sharp here. But we're going to pluck all 3 strings together. Index, middle, index. Then E minor. Together, thumb, index, thumb. And then we have the second fret of the A string plucked with the middle finger. All right, so here's what it's going to sound like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. That's your baby boy. Now G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and E minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we have A minor. This child that you delivered. We have the same finger picking pattern. G and the A strings together. Thumb, index, thumb, middle, and again, thumb. Now B7. Will soon deliver you. So let's try that whole thing together. 1 and 2 and Mary, did you know that's your babe? 1 and 2 and 3, B7, E minor. Mary, did you know? And D and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and B7 and 2 and C. Did you know? And 2 and 3 and D chord. 1 and 2 and 3 G chord and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 A minor and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and B7 will soon deliver you. And then we go back into another verse. Now you could continue to fingerpick if you'd like to, but I chose to start to strum because I thought it just added some variation. It starts to really build the song. The strumming pattern that I'm using is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we're going to be using the same chords that we used for the fingerpicking portion. We have an E minor, D, C, B7. Let's try that. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. E minor and 1 and 2 and D, your baby boy. C, B7. Mary, did you know? D, that your baby boy would calm the sea with his hand. C, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. G, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So you notice like, oh, okay, once we get to this portion where it has G and then the G major 7 technically, I know. But we have this one right here, it's going to be 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then we're going to go back into that strumming pattern that we had done for all of the other chords. So this one is just down, down, up, down, down, up, and then E minor. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So let's try. Did you know? C, down, up, down, up. Here we go. Down, up, up. D, G, down, down, up, down, E minor. Down, up, A minor. Down, up, down, down, down. B7. You've kissed the face of God. Mary, did you know? And it goes into an instrumental where we have the same strumming pattern for E minor, D, C, B7, again, Mary, did you know? D, B7. And then after the instrumental, we have the bridge. So you'll notice that it's the same strumming pattern, same chords we've used previously. It's just maybe a slightly different order. We have a C chord, D, that same measure we had previously with the down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we go from a C back to a D, a G for an entire measure, and then B7, dramatic fan, hold. So let's try that. Down, up, here we go. The blind will see. D, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, D, down, up, G, B7, down, up, down, up, ra. And then after the bridge, we go right into another verse, and it's the same thing that I had previously taught you in another verse with the strumming, nothing new there, but the ending is a little different. So when we get into this sleeping child you're holding, we have an A minor, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. B7 is the great, up, down, up, down, up. Then we have an E minor, D, C, B7, E minor, D, C. Now hold a B7. You could end it there if you wanted to, but I chose to end it with the finger picking that I had previously taught you at the very beginning. So I have an E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then B7, 2, 3, 4, E minor. Before we get into the play along, I'd like to thank Black Mountain Picks for sponsoring this video. So I've been using his thin thumb pick like this, and it's really genius because it's spring loaded. It can fit a variety of thumbs, and I don't know if you've seen most thumb picks, but they're just like out of one molded piece of plastic, and they squeeze the life out of your finger. It's not pleasant. This is just really nice, really comfortable, can fit a variety of thumbs, and because it's on the thinner gauge, because they have three different gauges, light, medium, and thick, this is perfect for the ukulele, and I'm able to get just more, dig in more into the notes when I'm finger picking, rather than just relying on my thumbnail. And it's also perfect for a situation if my thumbnail breaks. So thank you so much to Cole McBride. He is the founder of Black Mountain Picks for sponsoring this video. I'm going to link that in the description box below if you're interested. That link is not affiliated. All right, let's get into the play along. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would someday walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will calm a storm with his head? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you've kissed your little baby, you've kissed the face of God. Mary, did you know? Oh, Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy was heaven's perfect lamb? I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like more and you want to stick around, I have some more free tutorials over here. And if you've ever wanted to start your guitar journey, you're like, hey, I love the ukulele, but I really want to try the guitar, I have a stress-free beginner's guide that is just for you. It's right here. Everything is all laid out, all in one. No more scrolling, trying to find what you need in the next lesson. Every step is laid out for you, along with the handouts. Leave that over here, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one, and remember, you are loved. Bye.